Hey guys, what's up? It's Johnny here, still sitting once again, and welcome to another episode of the SIC Show. And as always, I'm super pumped to be here, and I'm here with my main man, B. How are you, brother?
I'm tall today, man. I'm looking down at you.
You are bloody huge, huge. This week on the show, I'm going to share with you something free that you must go and get right now.
And Johnny's going to inspire us with an amazing image from a local beach really close over here, and he's going to teach us a Lightroom 6 ninja tip.
Let's get into it, bro.
Enjoy.
The SIC Show. Share, inspire, create.com. Share.
All right, Johnny. So share something that's happened in your life recently.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Other than my broken ankle, which you probably all know about now because I've spoke about it every show since I broke it.
That's why it's shorter than me.
Yeah,
too.
still shorter. Epic fail. Anyway, I want to tell you guys about something I have been working on extremely hard. It's been 3 months in the works, hasn't it, brother?
Yeah.
I have got a brand new free post-processing course that covers Lightroom and Photoshop tips. It's absolutely epic. I've put so much effort into this thing, and I am super pumped. A few hundred people have taken it already, and man, the feedback has been absolutely epic.
Yeah.
And, man, you know what else? It's just, man, it's so fulfilling to give something away, and people are actually benefiting from it, and I can help people with their post-processing.
So what's in this course, buddy? And how do we get it?
How do you get it? Well, man, you got to click the link below, and you just got to pop your email in, and you get started. The beautiful way we've set it up, every day you get a new lesson for about 10 days, and a short bite-sized lesson around 5 to 10 minutes each, so you don't get overwhelmed. And each lesson is a quick win for you. So the problem with post-processing is there's a number of big problems people run into. You know, overcooking the images, over sharpening, doing the wrong output for the web. I mean, there's a number of big problems people face, particularly when they're learning post-processing. And if you don't know about them, man, you're just going to make the mistake until one day someone says, hey, have you ever thought about doing this different? And it's going to fix that. So I've given you all that information, you know, all the biggest problems people make. Hey, including myself, I've made all these problems.
I've overcooked my images.
Yeah, and I've oversharpened my images, and I've used the wrong settings for the web, and, you know, 10 other things I've been doing wrong. So I'm going to give you exactly what you need to do to produce natural-looking landscape images, man. I'm super pumped about it.
And you're going to save a lot of time and frustration because you're not going to make these mistakes, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, that's totally it, man. It's going to save you the time, and you're not going to, like you said, make those mistakes. I just repeated what you said.
There we go.
Anyway.
So you get one email a day for how many days?
About 10 days.
Okay,
About 10 days,
cool.
you know, over 10 days. And like I said, bite-sized chunks, so you don't get overwhelmed.
So you can consume it in about 5 minutes or something?
Yeah, 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, there's a couple of a little bit longer because post-processing, you know, it can get really overwhelming. There's so much there. But the beautiful thing about this course, man, it just shows you exactly what you need to know. It doesn't cover absolutely everything you can do in post-processing. It just shows you what you need to know, just the key essential things.
So it's like hacking post-processing,
It is.
really.
It's like
It's
hacking.
the 4-hour week.
4-hour hacking post-processing week.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but anyways, but it does cover, like, so long as you guys know, it does cover both Lightroom and Photoshop. So I've gone to a lot of effort to make sure I cover both fixes in both bits of software because they're still really popular. Even though I'm a huge fan of Lightroom, Photoshop's still necessary for a lot of things.
It is.
So so I've covered both, as long as you guys know that. So grab it, check it out, send me some feedback, and become better at your post-processing.
Awesome. Thanks,
Cool,
man.
Inspire.
All right, buddy, inspire us with one of your amazing creations.
All right, man, this is one of my favourite spots in Port Stephens. This is Zenith Beach, and that is Tomaree Mountain. You're looking at there. Check out that image, man. So you can see by the tones in it, the sun was still fairly high in the sky. It was low, okay, but it hadn't set yet. And I'm shooting away from the sun, so this scene is front lit, okay. So it's you can see the nice orange tones there on Tomaree Mountain, the beautiful blues in the sky, and that pinky orangey tone in the clouds. It's just amazing, man.
But you got shadow in the foreground.
Yeah, so this shadow, well, basically because there's a big mountain behind me. So it's just the sun is sort of going down half over the mountain behind me, but still shining into Tomaree here. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to talk about this image mainly because this is one of my favourite spots. And as you guys know, it's been about 8 weeks now since I've been able to get out and shoot. And I am hanging to get out there. And it's images like this that I go back and look that keep me inspired, man. So not only, you know, I've been creating online with my free course, which we just talked about, but I've got to try and keep myself inspired somehow because I can't get out in the field, man. I can't even walk, man. There's no way I could get to this location on crutches.
And I'm not carrying you, buddy.
No, not many people are carrying me. Anyway, that's another story. But anyway, guys, I just want to share this awesome image. And look, this has all been processed in Lightroom. And one tip is when you shoot away from the setting sun, so the dynamic range of the light is a lot more even. So I haven't had to bracket. I've got all this in one capture, and you can see it's beautiful tones and a great time of day, and even a slightly long exposure there. So I just love this image. It just keeps me inspired, and I just can't wait to get out there and shoot again. So, man.
Me too, man. I want to go shooting with you. Now, this beach is really close to where we are now.
Yep,
basically, it's a 3-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And even though I've seen it 1,000 times and probably shot it 2,000 more, man, I love this location.
Yeah, me too.
And it's another good tip too, man. You don't have to have an exotic location around your place. Often the locations that are close to your house are exotic for someone else, And so whether and I'll tell you what, every time I go to this beach, man, it's different. I see something different every time I go there. So I never get tired of going to this location, and it just keeps me inspired time and time again.
It's one of my favourite portrait photography locations too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Hot tip.
Yeah.
Hot tip from the B-Man. Cool, man. So that's it.
Awesome.
Choice.
Create.
All right, buddy. So teach us something that we don't know.
I will, man. I will. I'm definitely going to. And I'm going to stick with the post-processing thing. And guys, this is something new, Lightroom CC or Lightroom 6, depending on what version you've got. And I absolutely love this feature. It's something that's really changed Lightroom forever, for the good, I'll say for the good. Okay, so the sky is already pretty darkened down in this image, okay? So I've already obviously dropped a graduated filter, but I want to show you guys anyway. So when I put this on, it's going to look a bit whacked. Don't worry, this is just for the tutorial. Okay, I wouldn't leave it there. Anyway, let's get into it, bro. Let's get into it. So say I want to darken down this sky, okay, all the way down to here, but the problem is I've got this mountain sticking up in there,
what do you
man.
do?
What do you do? Exactly. So I'm going to get the graduated tool, I'm going to drop it down like this, man. And I'm going to darken down
from the top to the bottom.
Top to bottom. Yeah. Don't worry, it's going to look over dark, but don't stress, guys. Do not stress.
I'm not stressing.
So I'm going to actually exaggerate it like crazy.
Yeah.
And you can see what is happening. It's affecting the top of the mountain now, okay? So what do? What do you do, man? How do you adjust that? So in the old school days, we would open up the shadows and hope that would be enough to bring it back. And you can see, because I've over-exaggerated there, in fact, it's not enough.
It's not.
Okay, it's not enough. Top's still dark.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit the O key, okay? And it's going to show me where my graduated filter is affecting, okay? And what's new in Lightroom 6, Lightroom CC, whatever you've got here, is the brush tool. And so if I hit the brush tool, I actually get to brush away the effect of the graduated filter. Now, you can do this in the radial filter as well, and it becomes really, really powerful. So all I need to do down here is go to erase. Now I've hit the brush while I'm still in that filter. If I hit erase here, I'm going to leave auto mask on. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger, and I can just paint around in here, and you can see what's happening. It's removing the graduated filter on the top of that mountain there. Okay. So once I've all painted that out and it's all gone, I'm going to hit close.
So your flow's on 90%.
Look at that.
Your feather's on...
Sorry, I'll go back to it. Yeah, so feather, I like to feather it right out, but then I actually used auto mask there, and you can see it's done a pretty good job of masking around the top of the mountain there. So, guys, that's it. Use the brush tool. This is just one example of where you can use it. There's many, many examples. One I've been doing at work recently is I love to drop a radial filter over people as like a bit of a spotlight, and I add a bit of warmth to that section. But often you don't want the warmth to bleed out too far. So even though the radial filter is feathered, I'll go back in and I'll paint the areas I don't want to be warmed up, say behind the people. So there's plenty of ways to use these brush tools. Man, you can get extremely creative. Obviously this looks really bad, and I'm going to delete it because that's making me very, very sad. And that looks a lot better. But there you go, guys. So check it out. If you haven't upgraded to Lightroom 6 or Lightroom CC, man, I highly recommend you guys go and grab. I'm not affiliated with Adobe at all, but I highly recommend. It's like $9.95, $9.99. I think it's like US a month, and you get the latest Photoshop, Camera Raw, and Lightroom CC. Man, it's the best deal going. Seriously, I absolutely love it.
Cool, man. Well, thank you. Thanks, Johnny. I really like that, man. I'm gonna try and using. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, really? No. Yeah, it's a cool tip. I mean, if you've been reading around the new features, you've probably seen them. But this is something I do all the time now. I absolutely love it because it just gives you that more finer control in Lightroom. You know, I don't have to go to Photoshop and mask things out because I've got the power. That's great. The power in Lightroom.
I mean, I think one day we're not going to need Photoshop.
It's getting really close, man. To be honest, I only go to Photoshop for major pixel moving now and blending. If I've got to really blend, but I tell you what, shooting with some of the higher end cameras with the megapixels, I can pull back most of those blown because it's usually highlights, you know. you don't want to close your shadows down too much because of the noise, but you find that balancing act when you're out shooting between your crushed shadows and your blown out highlights. And often, 90% of the time now, I'm pulling back images with the highlight and opening up the shadows and getting a well-balanced histogram, without having to blend. So,
yeah, good.
Cool, man. Been another epic show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out my free course because I'm super pumped about it. It's, man.
And thanks, Johnny, for sharing how you created this image and the masking.
Yeah, man, masking is cool. Well, it's actually erasing the effect.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway.
Well, okay, I call it masking because I'm old school.
Yeah, man. All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed the show. As always, pop over to iTunes and leave us a rating. We absolutely love that if you're loving the show. And leave us some feedback below because we love that too. We'd love to hear from you
grab
guys.
Johnny's free course.
Do it, man.
Awesome.
Have a great week.
Catch you next week.
Bye.
To find out more, go to shareinspirecreate.com.